live. What's going on, everybody? It's another stream. We don't got a lot of time. I gotta be on Geeks and Gamers. Gotta be on Party Animals, 10:30. So we're gonna cruise through. We might be a little late. It's okay. But we got some stuff we gotta talk about. We got some stuff we need to talk about. Little something, something we need to talk about. Nothing's happened in the last few days. I haven't been streaming the last few days. Nothing's been happening. Nothing's happened at all. Nothing important at all. So, you know, we're just here. Chilling. Been chilling. Let's catch up with the chat real quick. Why don't we, huh? Jose Taco. First, hops in first, says, hail. What's up, Jose? Grego says, damn it, second. That's okay. Listen, you're here. That's what matters. Frank the Tank with the chicken drumsticks. We might need to chicken it out first. We need to chicken grease it a little bit. We might need to lube up what's about to happen with some chicken grease before we get started. Dingar Renegade said, oh, baby. Ruin Leon in the chat says Grum's is a fucking dumbass, believing a random person DMing him. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, Leon. Don't you worry about none of that. We're going to get to it. BJ says, over on Kick, let's go, Mike, make me laugh. Mike, no, seriously, please make me laugh. Chicken grease in my soul. Emily Kruger says, happy Monday, Emily Kruger. Gay Carpenter 77 here for you, Sneak Meek. Can't wait for you to get to Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a work of art with retro Bond vibes. You'll love it. I am looking forward to checking it out. Cellular Dream says, Meek, let's go. Vex Fears, yo. Z Highness says, Meek, welcome in. Joe CA1A Pureblood with 1 gifted membership already. Thank you, Joe. I hope your son is recovering well. I hope you're doing well as well. Joe, lots of wells. Escapo says, Beardo fat. Let's go. Sandroko says, yo. Punch McLightning says, hail. Punch McLightning took shots at Danky. I'm very interested to see how this all goes down. That's for sure. Binary Recoil with the peace sign. Welcome in. Welcome in. The beat is so dope. What is that? We'll get to that in a second. Hurry up, joking. I'm right. Still shorter intro than Beardo. That is very true. Rough Knight says, hello, everyone. Sissy84 says, hey, Epic Meek, did you have a good Father's Day? I did. I did have a good Father's Day. Bunch of autism been happening. Lots of tism. Lots of tism. So much tism. Brian Kindershaw says, let's go, Mikey. Welcome in. Escapo dropped 5 gifted memberships. Welcome in. Thank you, Escapo. Joe gifted memberships to Frank the Tank. Escapo gifted memberships to Dingar Renegade, Ruin Leon, Escapo, Abe, and James H. Welcome in, Arcasul. Welcome in, Rough Knight. Joey H says, give me that bucket. We're getting there. Leon? Yeah, Leon and me are buddies. We hang out all the time. That's not true. We don't hang out all the time, but we've hung out before. Charles Devane says, hail, Epic Mike. I much prefer late night with Epic Mike, but Afrocast is gay. Hey, we're doing it. We're going gay with it today. Rain says, hi, Mike. Sorry, watching CobraCast. Oh, you're all good. Grego says, look at all those gifted subs. Look at all those gifted subs. What's up, King Deplorable? Welcome in. Ruin Leon says, who gifted me a sub? Why? Well, it's too late now. You can't take it back. And he says, thank you, though, Scapo. Listen, what's up, Mrs. Rough Knight? We got to get into it a little bit. Listen, are we Mrs. Rough Knight says, are we spicing today? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a fucking little bit. Listen. Twitter's a shithole, okay? It sucks. Twitter sucks. It's awful. It's ass. It's one of the worst apps on the internet. But I'm on there, unfortunately. Made terrible decisions. You're going to need to get out of here. You can't listen to what I have to say. Be gone. My son just walked in there and he looked at me because he heard me say, it's a shithole. Ass, you say, says Jimmy Collins. Welcome in. Listen. Let's get the good stuff out of the way real quick, all right? Let's get the good stuff out of the way. House of the Dragon is a banger. Listen, Season 2, Episode 1 dropped Sunday. It's a banger. It's a banger fucking episode. It's a banger fucking show. Okay? It's a banger fucking show. It's so fucking good. All right? If you haven't checked it out, if you've been on the fence, if you weren't sure, you're like, I don't know about Game of Thrones no more. Season 8 was kind of ass. It was ass. I agree with you. But I'm telling you right now, House of the Dragon has bought back all my goodwill. It was okay, 7 at best. No! No! It came out swinging. It came out swinging, bro. All right? Very close to the source material. They did some crazy shit in that episode. Banger after banger after banger. It's a good show. I believe you, but I'm probably going to wait until after the series ends. I don't want to experience another Game of Thrones. That is fair. I don't know how the show will end, but if they keep going the way they're going, here's the thing. I think all the source material they need is right there in front of them. Okay? I think all the source material is there. I don't think they're going to go off book with it. I've been impressed. The acting is good. Listen, you got to ignore all the shit that is said outside of the show. Okay? The chick that plays, the person that plays the main character in the show is non-binary. Talks about how weird it is and how odd it is that it's so easy for them to play a woman, even though they were born female. It's like, imagine that. I don't know why you're so good at playing a woman on television. Maybe it's because you have a vagina. Maybe it's because you have estrogen. That may be why. But they're killing it. The show is good. The writing is solid. Fucking Matt Smith is a fucking killer in the show. Loving it. I'm having a good time. It's a fun time. Okay? I really like it. They came out swinging with season 2. Did some crazy shit in it. They had the balls. They would have had the balls to do Blood and Cheese correctly, then I'd agree with you, but they didn't. It was okay. I gotcha. There's going to be some epic rants today. Yeah, we're going to rant a little bit. It's going to be like one constant rant until we get to party animals. So yeah, I was happy. Man, listen, Father's Day, I had a good time. Father's Day, I woke up late. I got to sleep in a little bit. I got biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Delicious biscuits and gravy. I got to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark with my kids. I got to introduce them to it. I think they were old enough. My son really liked it. My daughter doesn't like anything, but she stayed inside and watched it. So she watched it. And that was a good time. I was proud of her for that, you know? So that was good, you know? Then after we watched that, we cooled off from Raiders of the Lost Ark with a little Fellowship of the Rings, which, I just want to point out, Fellowship of the Ring is the best Lord of the Rings movie. Like, they're all great. They're all top tier 10s. And 9.9s and 9.8s. I really would just say they're 10s across the board because they all are predicated on the previous movie. But I think, personally, the acting, the character development, the setup, the payoff, all of it is the best in Fellowship of the Ring. Disbrew says, what you ate was neither biscuits nor gravy. Incorrect. Go watch Bad Boys, you damn gremlin, Mike. I need to watch Bad Boys, okay? I do. I have not got to the theater to check it out yet, okay? I need to go to the theater and watch it. I'm excited about it. I actually love Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence can't do no wrong together. That's how I feel about it anyways. I'm going to have to check it out for real. Did you actually like it, Leon? Because if you liked it, like, I'm going to be surprised. Not that I think you hate everything. I'm just curious. That's all. House of the Dragon is a goat. The goat! Well, the end of the episode could have been better. I like the end of the episode. Rain says, Happy Father's Day, Mike. Love me some B&G. Yeah. Yo, what's the gimmick for tonight's stream? I'm the gimmick for tonight's stream. I'm going to see it Thursday before D&D. You're going to go see Bad Boys Thursday? It's kind of rad, actually. Yeah, I had a great day. You loved it. Bad Boys never disappoints me. I'm excited to go check it out. I am. But then there was another show that just came out. And they released the first 3 episodes. 3 episodes. And I'm not talking about The Acolyte. They dropped the first 3 episodes of a little TV show. Called The Boys. Leon says, I'm not you miserable people. You are very miserable, Leon. Stop lying. I enjoy, I pick what I enjoy, and I watch Inside Out 2 and loved it. I've heard Inside Out 2 is also very good. I need to go take my kids to see it, so it's probably going to happen this weekend. I'm looking forward to Inside Out 2. Like the first 2, can't remember if I saw 3. 3 is good. 3 is good. Yeah. The Boys came out, and I watched all 3 episodes. Now, we reviewed the first episode over on the Epicverse Uncaged stream. And we didn't really like it. He's only taking his kids as an excuse to see himself. Well, yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, I typically do that. And I watched the rest of the other 2 episodes after I got done with our stream. And it wasn't fucking good. It was actually pretty fucking bad. I think we're beyond bad at this point. I think it's fucking embarrassing. Listen, I get the show is supposed to be satire, okay? It's supposed to be satire, all right? We watched season 1. You know, there's obvious that they were swinging on conservatives. They are also making fun of how studios, you know, major studios and major corporations use minorities and minority groups in order to push agendas and corporatize their desires so they can sell things and make their stockholders happy. We learned about what superheroes would be like in the real world. Season 1 had some interesting themes, some interesting ideas. We're introduced to these characters that go, yo, the superheroes in this world, they act without remorse, they act without consequence, and somebody needs to hold them to task. That was the premise of The Boys. Very entertaining. I thought it was pretty great. Thought it was pretty fun. You have a character called Homelander, who's a weird whiny man baby that likes to drink breast milk, but he's the most powerful being in the world. Well, apparently, the egg was always on our face with this television show. Apparently, we were the fool. We were Boo Boo the fool. The whole time, we were the fools for liking the show. And when I say we, see, here's the thing. Some people will say we, and what they mean by we is conservatives. Right-wing conservatives. You know what I am not? I am neither right-wing nor conservative. I'm not. I've said it many times before. I'm not. A lot of people probably wouldn't like my politics. I don't fucking vote. I'm also not a left wing. I'm not a fucking left winger. I'm not a progressive. You know why? Because there are other political ideas, there are other political parties beyond right and left. And if you can't fucking see that, then you're a fucking idiot. Because here's the thing, if you only see right and left and you only see things through the lens of politics with Republicans and Democrats, you have a very limited worldview. That doesn't mean you can't be a Democrat. Doesn't mean you can't be a Republican. Doesn't mean you can't adhere to those values or believe in those parties. You're welcome to believe whatever you would like to politically. But if I write a television show that takes swings at both sides, or if I write a television show that's inherently political, and I write this television show and I release it to the public to be watched, you know what I have to do then as a writer, as a creator? I have to let people watch the show and come to their own fucking conclusions, because that's how art works. Art is designed to be criticized by the consumer of the art. So when they watch your television show, they have to come to their own conclusions. And you know what most of the audience came to the conclusion of after they finished season 1 of The Boys? Yes, they're making fun of conservatives, but they're also making fun of the left. They're making fun of the right and the left, Democrats, Republicans. They're making fun of political establishments. They're making fun of political extremism. That's what we came to the conclusion of. We were told by a lot of people when they watched the show that that's what was going on. We were entertained by it. We liked the realistic take on things, the violence, the extraneous violence, the bombastic violence and sexual content was there to distract you from the political message, much like breasts are placed on the screen during expositional dumps in Game of Thrones to keep you entertained. That's what it's there for. They said it. Writers are like, yo, when we do scenes with lots of exposition, we don't want the audience to get disinterested. So sometimes we put violence, sometimes we put boobies, sometimes we put both. So they'll watch the television show and they'll take in the exposition and not realize it and not get bored with it. This show was supposed to be like that. And then season 2 came out. And you know what happened? The writers said, hey, I realized something. I think the show was not heavy-handed enough in who they were targeting. They realized Homelander was a little too popular, okay? Homelander was a little too popular with a certain crowd. The boys were the audience was resonating a little too much. There were too many people on a certain side of the aisle that were enjoying this show. And they said this in press junkets. The writers, showrunners talked about it. They said, hey, listen, there's a problem here. I don't think these conservatives realize we're mocking them. We said, well, no, we realize you're mocking conservatives, but you're also mocking progressives and corporatism. You're mocking Disney and Amazon and the very company that's funding you. You're mocking them. You're poking fun at yourselves for making a television show that you want to be a hit with actors in it pretending to be superheroes because it's all ridiculous. And they said, no, that's not what we're doing. You fool! We're not making fun of the left. We're only making fun of the right. And then they did season 2. Season 2 was good. It was entertaining. We enjoyed it. It had its moments of fun. We chuckled and guffawed. The violence was more bombastic. The sex was more erroneous. But we watched and we said, maybe not as good as season 1, but still pretty good. Still pretty entertaining. Man, Homelander's a pretty fucking good character. I kind of enjoyed him. It's kind of cool. I like Butcher and the boys. They're kind of cool. It's silly how ridiculous everything is. And the writers looked at that. They looked across the landscape. They looked at what they had wrought with season 2, and they said, no! You missed the point! We're not making fun of the left! We're making fun of the right! We're only making fun of the right! Did you know that Homelander is an insert for Trump? Did you know that? Did you have any idea that we were making fun of Trump with Homelander? Because we're mocking Trump with Homelander. You see? We think Trump is a man-child, a goofy man-child. A goofy, right-wing, pathetic man-child. We also think, and this is not what we said personally, so how dare you come to this conclusion, but we've noticed it. We also realized that we were maybe implying that Trump is the most powerful man on the planet and that we are obsessed with him like the rest of the world is obsessed with Homelander because he's the most powerful man on the planet. We may have implied that we're also terrified of Trump and what he exists for and what he stands for. We may have accidentally done that. But you know what we also did in season 3? We gave him a Nazi girlfriend because Trump is a Nazi, or at least Nazi adjacent. You see what we did? Do you get the message? People said, you know what? Season 3 wasn't as good as season 1 and 2. The writing's kind of on the wall. A little somebody in the chat right now, a little man from the UK, a man with the plan named Disbrew said, hey, since season 2, they've been mocking you. They're really not playing both sides. They're really just making fun of one. I said, you know what, Disbrew, you're actually right. After I looked back on it and watched it again, I realized season 2, they really are making fun of it. But the show was pretty decent still. Still entertaining, still ridiculous. And whether they realized what they were doing or not, they were still kind of mocking both sides. Just accidentally mocking the left. And in season 3, they tripled down on it. They even inserted, because you got to remember, guys, this is all satire and a parody. But you also have to make sure that you actually insert the things that you believe. You know what they did? They inserted a girl fight scene, and they said, you know what? Let's all these girls fight each other, because feminism, women can fight too. And all of these girl superheroes got together and they fought a Nazi girl. And they beat her up. Because Nazis are bad. You got to punch them. And you know what happened? There's a bunch of memes that came out from season 3 about Homelander. There was a skyrocketing level of popularity for Homelander as a character because of the writing around him. Because they liked how unhinged he was. They liked how based he was as a character. People still were resonating with certain characters on the show. They thought it was fun. They thought it was entertaining. They liked Homelander still. They liked the boys still. They said, hey, man, some of these characters are pretty awesome. Even though I didn't like how he was written, Soldier Boy was kind of cool, some people said. They liked Jensen Ackles. You know what those writers said? They said, no! No! You're not supposed to like this show! It's like Trump! You're not supposed to like Trump! You have to hate him! And they yelled, they grabbed all the writers, and they brought them into a room together, and they said, hey, you're doing it wrong! Stop making nuanced characters! I want you to make Homelander as pathetic as you possibly can! Let him pluck his gray testicle hairs out every episode. Watch him do it multiple times. Have the smartest person in the world, who happens to be a black woman, but don't call her the smartest woman in the world. She's the smartest person. And you make sure that every actor in the show at one point in time calls her the smartest woman, and they get corrected by themselves, by somebody else, or by the person directly, and told she's not the smartest woman in the world, she's the smartest person in the world, because she's a smart person. She's smarter than everybody else, and she's black. Make sure that Homelander gets jealous of his son that he loved in season 3. Don't let it be about him having an existential crisis, about becoming a father, about what that means. Let it be about him hating his son, being abusive to his son. Make sure that Homelander sucks as much as possible, and keep the power usage to a minimum so you know that people aren't watching it and thinking it's cool. So we watched. And I decided to post about it on Twitter. Said, hey, I got some thoughts about season 4 so far. Let's talk about it. So I went over to Twitter and I posted this. Let's read it together. Let's read my own writing. Hey. The Boys season 4 is absolute trash. The attempts to stay relevant and modern comes across like a bunch of boomers reading leftist talking points on Reddit got together and ripped off a comic book series. All subtlety and nuance has been tossed out the window in favor of shitty, on-the-nose political points. Show sucks now. Hey, what's up, Can Man? Welcome in, buddy. So the show sucks? Now, you would think that probably wouldn't be that hot of a take. Just some random fucking guy. I'm just some random fucking guy on Twitter. You wouldn't think that would be a huge deal, would you? You wouldn't think that would be a huge fucking deal, would you? Well, apparently, that was a very controversial take. You just realized now that the show is making fun of you? Are you just understanding now that the show's been making fun of you? Really? You just realized it just now? Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. He just realized that the show's making fun of him. The show's making fun of conservatives. Did you not know that? Oh, you think the show had subtlety and nuance? The show with all the violence and explosions? The show that had all the Trump propaganda in it? You thought that show was subtle and nuanced? Maybe you need more media literacy. Maybe you just don't understand movies. Why are you so sad? You just realized the show is making fun of you? Oh, man. That's pretty sad. So, that means the whole time the show sucked. And the egg was on my face from season 1 because the show has always been bad and heavy-handed. We knew the fucking show was about politics from the beginning. Fuck nuts. That was not the issue. The reason is that the show sucks. The reason we don't like it now is because it's extremely heavy-handed. It spends all of its time, every fucking scene, reminding you of the themes of the show, reminding you that you're not supposed to like these characters. You're not supposed to like Homelander. You're only supposed to like Starlight because she's the only good person in the whole show. So what that she had to suck dick in season 1 to get on the boys? Don't you bring that up! She got me too'd! Don't you bring that up! Just because she did it willingly so she could get on the 7 doesn't mean anything because she was taken advantage of by the deep. Don't you talk about that! Starlight's the hero. She's a girl, and she's white. She has a vagina. She has superpowers, and she's white, and she's a girl. She's the hero of the show. Didn't you know that? Moron. If you also notice in this season, A-Train almost exclusively talks to and interacts with black characters. It's like A-Train knows every black person that exists. Every single one of them. Random black guy on the street, A-Train probably is friends with you. Did you know that Homelander sucks? He's a Trump insert. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't know that already, now you know for sure because he's pathetic and stupid. Take after take after take after take, comment after comment after comment after comment after comment. You didn't know the show was making fun of you? You didn't know the show was you didn't know the show was a heavy-handed, shitty leftist show? You didn't know that? Maybe you don't realize the show was always making fun of you, but we love it because it's making fun of you. You didn't know? And when you point out, I did know, actually. But the writing in this season is particularly bad. The writing in this season is particularly awful and heavy-handed and shitty. And here's the thing. If you can't differentiate that bombastic violence, egregious sex scene, graphic sex scenes in a show does not mean that the show is not subtle and nuanced, that there are not subtle storylines, subtle character prompts, subtle acting, nuanced takes on the show. If you don't realize that the show had subtlety and nuance in it, which is why the show resonated with so many people from the beginning, then maybe you're the fucking moron that doesn't have any media literacy. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe shows that are written with subtlety and nuance resonate with people more? That's why they're popular as television shows. That's why so many people flock to them and enjoy them and watch them. That it wasn't just the violence and the sex that made people come and watch The Boys. People watched The Boys and were entertained by the violence and sex, but they stayed around for the interesting storylines. The concept of a group of non-powered people trying to hold superheroes accountable for their actions is an interesting take. In season 1 of The Boys, you have a sequence where Homelander flies to a plane that is going to crash. It was taken over by terrorists. He kills the terrorists, destroys the cockpit. Now the plane's going to crash. And they spend a very interesting, very tense amount of time on this plane where he explains to Queen Maeve he can't save everyone on this plane. And because of his image and how important his image is, him saving anyone on this plane would be bad for him. It would be bad for him to save anyone on this plane, because if he can't save everybody, there's going to be somebody that complains about it. But if everybody dies and he calls them all heroes for attacking the terrorists, then that looks better for him, looks better for America, and it protects false interests. Did you know that that was all in that sequence? Did you know that that was all there? That Queen Maeve is having a crisis of conscience because she actually does want to help people. She wants to save people. She wants to be a hero. She's not actually caught up in all of the corporate bullshit, even though she does it day in and day out. When she gets the opportunity to actually help people, she wants to. That didn't need to be spelled out for everybody. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting take on the show. It's an interesting take. It's an interesting deconstruction of superheroes. It's why we liked the show in the beginning. That's called subtlety. It's called nuance. Look it up. And if you don't realize that, then it's probably because you don't have any fucking media literacy yourself. So maybe you should not throw stones when you live in a glass house. You fucks. And then, apparently, because I struck a nerve, we had an interesting little boost. Interesting little somebody saw it, okay? Somebody on another app actually saw it. A guy on Blue Sky by the name of Kilgore Trout saw this and screenshotted my Twitter, which I think is funny. Okay. He screenshotted my Twitter. He also then put underneath that, so that people saw it and people knew, he made sure to include that my tweet was responded to by Grums, who said it was such a good show in the beginning. Because he was enjoying it. Grums was enjoying the show in the beginning. And certain somebody by the name of Fat Patton Oswald retweeted this. It took me 4 years to realize they have been making fun of me the entire time. First of all, the show hasn't come out like that. What the fuck is going on that everybody seems to have this weird fucking idea? A show comes out, drops in. Hi, Johnny the Butcher. Welcome in. And every single person has the same fucking response. Disper says, dude, I got the same message when I made a video back in the day about season 3. It's fucking wild. It's like, here's the thing. I don't just want to call people NPCs for no fucking reason, but when you get the same fucking take over and over and over and over and over again, you start to wonder, why is everybody talking the fucking same? Why does everybody seem to say the same exact fucking thing? And you would think it would be, oh, you know, they're saying the show doesn't suck. You just don't understand it. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is it took you 4 seasons to learn that the show was making fun of me, making fun of you. You didn't know the show was making fun of you. That is not the own that you people think it is. It means the show has always been shitty. It means the show has always been heavy-handed and trash. And it means that I had the hope that there was more nuance to it. And I had the hope that the show was actually trying to do something better than being a one-sided fucking leftist attempt at memeing everybody on the right. But no! The new update came out, and Patton Oswalt got in on it too. And this fucking cunt over on Blue Sky, who's too much of a bitch to even be on Twitter because he knows he'd get his shit kicked in, screenshotted my shit from Blue Sky, an app that nobody fucking uses, to talk shit about my tweet. And they're like, oh, they owned Grums. Oh, because Grums liked the show in the beginning. Because, oh, surprise. If we liked it in the beginning, it's probably because it was well written in the beginning. It's always been trash as a strange excuse used for everything. They act like they have the same defense as Disparu. It's fucking true! Why do you think that's defensive of the show? You're not defending anything! You make yourself look stupid when you say that! The show is always making fun of you. The show was always mocking the rights. But what about if you're not a fucking conservative? Oh, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. The only people that don't like this show are conservatives. There's no way that this show has just been bad. Nope, I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it. The show's not always been bad. And because they got a little celebrity out here, one chick tagged Patton Oswalt and she said, "Oh my God, Patton Oswalt liked the tweet. He knows about Grums. Welcome to the resistance." Who the fuck are you resisting? This man is a millionaire who goes on television all the time. He works in Hollywood. He works for Hollywood. He works for the very corporations you're trying to mock in the boys. Who the fuck are you talking to? And I do got to share this real quick. Shout out to Extra Zero. I just wanted to leave a little gem for me for our little for our buddy Patton. For our buddy Patton. The guy that who allegedly was involved in a certain one of his spouses disappearing. And by disappearing, I mean ODing on drugs and dying. I'm not saying he was involved in it, but I'm saying people knew about that drug use. And she died in their bed. But shout out to Extra Zero for also leaving this. These are just a couple of tweets from our old buddy, Patton. Also, cringe alert on the image here. Here's the thing. I know he was in Justified as Constable Bob. I fucking hated Constable Bob. I just want to read these tweets real quick. These are from Patton Oswalt. And remember, season 4 of The Boys is also the season where they constantly mock people for talking about Epstein, constantly mock the conservatives for fighting against pedophilia and child trafficking. Remember, they mock you because it's supposed that's all a conservative thing. The left doesn't do that. The left doesn't advocate for children. The left doesn't fight against pedos, PDF files. It doesn't. I'll read some of these real quick from our boy Patton Oswalt. Every asshole I meet in this town was once a child in the clutches of monsters. Knowing that doesn't help, though. What's hilarious is the phrase Indiana pizza sounds like slang for an epically ball-draining gay sex technique. Will I tumble down the I can't even read these out loud. You see these? I'm just putting them on the fucking... I'm just, leaving these up here. Just leaving these up here. Just leaving them up here for a second. Hey, Patton Oswalt. Like, I think you're even going to fucking see this video, but I don't give a fuck. How about you go get your shit together before you end up in jail for saying some stupid shit or getting caught doing some stupid shit that you probably have done? Maybe you should keep your mouth fucking shut before somebody digs into the death of your first wife. Maybe you should keep your mouth shut before somebody digs up more of your fucking tweets. Because if there's 6 of them here, there's probably a lot more somewhere else. Maybe Patton Oswalt, you should keep your mouth fucking shut. Maybe you should stick to just promoting shit on Twitter, keep getting shitty jobs, and keep pretending you're a fucking nerd and that you're part of the nerd culture when you're just an annoying fucking moron. Just saying. Maybe Patton Oswalt should keep his fucking mouth shut. So that's how part of my weekend is gone. But hey, we just got an update. And listen, it's not like Screen Rant is right-leaning in any way. They're not even really centrist. Screen Rant is definitely a much more left-leaning publication. Much more left-leaning. And they had a little thing to say about The Boys. They had a little thing to say about The Boys. Let's check it out. What did good old Screen Rant have to say about The Boys television show? Oh, no! The Boys Season 4 Rotten Tomatoes audience score becomes series' first acclaim unfortunate title. The Boys Season 4 premiere has not earned much love from its viewers. What? It's based on a comic book by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson. But remember, it's based on this comic book that wasn't subtle either and was all political, but has diverged heavily from the source material. What? What? But I thought it was based on already political stuff. Are you saying that they've completely changed the source material? Are you saying that the core of what this story is supposed to be about isn't even about what the comic book is anymore? What? While The Boys had a positive start, audiences have been less favorable about each successive season. The show's popularity has been declining among viewers on Rotten Tomatoes, but Season 4's had a stunning drop in audience favorability with a 52 audience score at the time of writing. Season 4 is the first in the show's history to earn a Rotten designation. Critics are so favorable, of course they are, with a 95% score, but the audience response is surprising given its previous success. Are you saying that the audience is a little frustrated with the show? Are you saying that maybe the audience has noticed that the writing has gotten worse? Maybe It took 4 seasons for the audience to realize that the show is a piece of shit. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Many Rotten Tomatoes responses indicate that the show has come too political. What do you mean too political? The show has always been political, don't you know? Don't you know? The show has always been political, eh? We've always been making fun of the conservatives, yeah? What do you mean? Are you trying to say that the writing is bad now? Others consider Frenchie's romantic developments in season 4 to be a significant problem, as his partner had never appeared in the show before this season. You telling me that the little romance that Frenchie and Kimiko were playing up together, the little will they, won't they, back and forth, friends, not friends, lovers, maybe, dynamic that they had going on in the show, do you think that them throwing that in the fucking furnace by having Kimiko say, hey, I love you, but this will never, because remember she was a sign language, never ever happen, go be with somebody else, just for the first guy that Frenchie runs into in a bathroom, he just starts mouth fucking? He just full on tongues a man that he hasn't seen in forever for the first time in a fucking bathroom. And they wonder why people are not happy about it. Maybe because you forced another relationship to end and become something that it never really was conceived of being, in favor of having Frenchie French a black dude. And here's the thing for people that didn't know. Frenchie, they talk about him being bi, I think in season 2 or something. They let it happen. But you know what's really weird is that Frenchie would just randomly start, like, it's not even that he's like, hey, I met this dude and we hooked up and it was kind of funny and it was fun or whatever because I'm being unhealthy and making bad choices. No, he full on 100% is like, I'm really into this guy. I might even be in love with this dude. I think about him all the time. I think about him when I'm high. I think about him when I'm doing random drugs and all this stuff. This random guy, because I killed his family. So that's really hard for me. I'm like, then why are you still around him if you killed his family? What? Like, this is fucking wild. Some reviewers never provide a reason for their poor reviews at all. Relying on the audience score for The Boys can be flawed, but I do want to point out, season 1 has an 85% from critics, 90% from audience. Audience liked it more than critics. And every season now, it's gone down. The writing has gone down. It even went down from critics score. 97 was season 2, 98 in season 3, 75. Are you noticing a trend here that the critics are like, hey, the more political it gets, the more we seem to like the show? I haven't seen it. You're saying they took one of the coolest characters and just made him gay? Yeah, pretty abruptly too. Many Rotten Tomatoes responses indicate that the show's become too political. Pretty wild. And I don't want to listen to this. Can they recover? Probably not. I doubt it. You know why? Because the showrunner has told you time and time and time again. I think it's fucking funny that the showrunner was like, yeah, we could keep going with the show as long as we wanted. We don't have to end it anytime soon. We can do this for a long fucking time. And then immediately it was announced that they only have one more season to go. If this show was killing it in the ratings, making a ton of money for Amazon, if this show was blowing up and the audience was loving it, you know that this show would not get canceled. The Boys is ass. It's a fucking bad show. If you were interested in watching it and you haven't, it's probably not worth your time. If you were liking it and you have not watched the newest season, also probably not worth your time. And if you watched the season so far and you're really not liking it, and you go, man, I can't tell, is the show getting worse? It is. It absolutely is. Show sucks. It's a bad show. Tell that to the Expanse. I mean, that's fair. Couldn't even get through season 1. Yeah. I have friends who defended it, but it sucks. It's bad. The problem with Frenchie is that they spent 3 seasons trying to convince us that a French man was straight. That's pretty fucking funny, actually. Well, here's the other thing. Remember, he was trying to get clean. He's trying to turn his life around. What happens the second he makes out with a dude? What happens? He immediately gives all that up and goes right back to drugs. Starts acting like a fucking toxic-ass Frenchman again. It's kind of wild. So, fuck the boys. Fuck that show. And if you're one of the people defending the show, listen, you can like whatever the hell you like. If you're one of the people that thought that it was a good it was an own, if you thought that it was a really clever response, it'd be like, you just realize now that this show is making fun of you. If you just came to that conclusion, then guess fucking what? You don't have media literacy. You're a fucking idiot. The Expanse is really slow at first. Took me 3 tries to get into it, but once the space fungus kicks off, it gets great. That's when the space fungus goes away. Then when the space fungus goes away, it sucks again. That's funny. So that's been my fucking weekend, man. Been a lot of other crazy shit. Been starting a lot of fights. Screaming at a lot of people. I have to go play Party Animals. Let me ask you guys something. Here's the thing. I do not have the capability just yet to be able to stream Party Animals at the same time that I'm playing this. Or like I can't use StreamYards and use and play Party Animal at the same time right now. Like, because I can't even show it on my screen. You guys would, like, I wouldn't be able to be on camera with Geeks and Gamers. Okay? So, let me ask you guys something. If I play, I'm going to give you some chicken grease. If I end the stream, if I go play this and then I do a stream after, will you guys come back? Do you guys promise to come back? You guys promise to come back if I end the stream right now and do another stream later, right after Party Animals is over? Wait a minute. Am I getting... Okay. Am I getting raided by the Bigot Army? You promise to come on my back, Mike McGinnis? Thank you. Jimmy Collins says, I can't promise I work at 7 a.m. I get you. How late is you streaming, honey? I don't know. We'll see. Not feeling good, Jose Taco. I'm sorry, buddy. Listen, let me give you something good. All right, let's give you something good, okay? If Bigot Army is about to raid, though, I don't know. I might need to we might need to do something different. Let's do a little yumminess first. Chicken grease. Oh, that feels good. I haven't listened to this song since the last stream. Purposely. I edged myself with the song. I wouldn't let myself have it.
Give me that bucket. I think give me that bucket. A finger licking chicken. From Kentucky to the bayou. The flavor's so right. That secret recipe keeps me up all night. Gotta have that touch, that wonderful spice. KFC, baby, it's a chicken paradise.
Here we go.
Fried and crispy, can't resist me. KFC, a southern mystery, project chicken, finger licking,
that feels really fucking good, man. I feel better now. All that pent up rage I was feeling, I feel better. I don't feel like ending it now. I don't want to stop. But I should. I gotta go fucking do Party Animals. I'm gonna go play Party Animals for a little bit. We're gonna call it here. We'll come back in a little bit. But I am gonna also mention something to you guys, okay? I have not worked out the details completely yet. All right? But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Would you be interested in a show? And I'll probably drop this in the poll, or drop a poll later too, to figure out timing. But would you guys be interested if me and a couple of other streamers, maybe some people that were in one of the productions I've done for Epicverse, maybe some other people as well, if we put together a stream weekly, maybe Disparu wants to jump in, he can, where we talk about House of the Dragon, either Tuesdays or Wednesdays, where we talk about House of the Dragon, talk about our thoughts of the episode, our feelings on it, and talk and like just have discussions about it. Would you guys want to watch? Would that be something you guys would want to check out? I'm never going to talk House of the Dragon? What? Disparu, why not? Listen, any excuse I have to get Disparu in. Also, I will let you guys know, I have not worked out a time with him yet. I stopped at episode 4, bored out of my mind. All right. All right, I get it. Pretty soon here, be on the lookout too. I don't know if it'll be this week. I got to talk with Disparu and find out a time. I really want to play Chivalry with him. I love medieval combat games. Disparu mentioned it to me. I got it for free on Epic, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this game, bro? And Disparu was like, yo, you want to play this? And I'm like, any chance I get to attack people with medieval weaponry with a Brit by my side, I'm going to do it. No Beardo? I'm not. Oh, you guys don't want Beardo. I thought you guys were saying no. It's like a skill-based COD with swords. I fucking love that, dude. Yeah, we got a lot of really fun stuff coming down the pipe, okay? What's probably going to end up happening here, I know we have Sneak Meek. We're doing the playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 2. We got to get back to that. But we got Elden Ring right on the corner. What I'm probably going to end up doing is we're going to play a couple more episodes, do a couple more episodes of Sneak Meek. Not tonight, but probably tomorrow. We're going to do a couple more episodes of Sneak Meek. And then we're also going to start, I'm going to do a members-only stream. So this is a chance, if you're not a member already on the channel, if you want to gift more memberships, we're going to do members-only streams where I'm going to play some Elden Ring. We're just going to get back into the swing of things. I got to remember the control scheme. I have a magic character called Magic Mike that I already streamed with. We're going to get Magic Mike back up and running again. We're going to get his power back, get his juices flowing again, get him nice and juicy again with the magic. And then we're going to be playing the hell out of the Elden Ring DLC when it drops. I wanted to try to get Sneak Meek done faster, but I just didn't have the time. So we're going to figure that out. No Beardo. I want Beardo. I can't not watch him rage. That's fair. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it more about it. So we got plans for a Chivalry stream with Disparu. We got plans for a House of the Dragon weekly stream where we talk about the show. I want to do some Elden Ring streams for the members just so that we can have something, and it'll just be members only. We just chat and talk about whatever while we're playing Elden Ring. The stakes are low in that game because I've already beat just about every boss anyways. And then the other thing we have coming pretty soon here is I'm going to start doing some guest streams. I'm going to start having some people on to hang out with me. We're going to just talk about shit. We'll usually, I think what we're going to end up doing is picking a topic that we really like a specific topic that we really like, and focusing in on that topic. And yeah, first guest likely going to be Blabs. Might talk some Harry Potter with Blabs. We'll see. All right, guys, I got to get going to Party Animals. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Go head over to Geeks and Gamers Play. Go check out Party Animals. I'm going to get this started. I'm going to jump over there with those guys. I will talk to you guys soon. I appreciate you. Later.